Hey everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video on what is happening across the tropics. And so in this video we will be taking a look at what is going on out there, especially with subtropical storm Nicole expected to become a hurricane. And later down in this video I will be showing you guys what I've captured in terms of the lunar eclipse. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you never miss an important update. And to show your support for the channel, you can leave a like on this video. Alright, and so we are taking a look at the current view of the North Atlantic, and we're seeing here that there is quite a bit of activity taking place in some areas. We see some activity along the intertropical convergence zone. That's where the trades meet, and when they meet, we have that rise in that warm, moist air, but with an increase in altitude, there is a decrease in temperature. So we have cooling, condensation taking place, and eventually we have the development of showers and thunderstorms. And so as for Nicole, there is the subtropical cyclone that is expected to transition into a tropical storm today, and we also see a bit of activity in the vicinity of the South Caribbean. And so let's take a closer look at each of these areas, starting out with a tropical wave that is along the intertropical convergence zone. So the axis of the wave extends into New Guyana, and so we see some activity in the region. We see some showers and thunderstorms affecting sections of Trinidad, Tobago, parts of Venezuela as well, and up in the northeastern Caribbean there is some activity going on as well. So shifting a bit to the west here, we're seeing that the Leeward Islands, parts of the Leeward Islands are likely experiencing showers and thunderstorms. And as for parts of the southeast Caribbean, we see that development of quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity within that area. But most of the central and western Caribbean remain in the clear, nothing major going on right now. And that is due to the abundant dry air that is in the region. And so let's go ahead and now take a look at the tropical cyclone across the tropics, which is subtropical storm Nicole. Well, technically it is a subtropical cyclone, and so looking at it on satellite here, we are seeing that we can see some rotation going on. We can definitely see that rotation, and the cyclone, as I said earlier, it should transition into a tropical storm later today and gradually intensify on approach to the Florida coast. And so there are various watches and warnings that are in place. So at this time there is no intense shower and thunderstorm activity that is affecting anywhere at this point in time. Maybe just some passing clouds over parts of the Bahamas, but most of that activity is currently offshore. But looking at what the cone forecast has, so here is the extent of tropical storm force winds, quite extensive. So it is a very large system we're talking about here. It's not just a tiny compact tropical storm, but it should get more compact as it transitions and eventually intensifies. But regardless, it is going to be producing showers and thunderstorms, those tropical storm conditions over a large area. Most of the east coast of Florida, also the southeastern coast of Georgia, is under a tropical storm warning, and parts of Florida are also under a hurricane watch. But a hurricane warning is in effect for sections of the Bahamas, and most of the state of Florida is going to be feeling impacts from Nicole, whether it be cloudy conditions, a bit of rain, or those actual tropical storm or hurricane conditions. Most of Florida, if not all the state, will be feeling impacts from the system once it makes its approach as we head into the latter part of this week. And so other states, as I mentioned, Georgia, the Carolinas, possibly Virginia area, will be experiencing conditions as the system will quickly accelerate up to the northeast as we head to this weekend. So please do not underestimate this storm here, guys. Please take it seriously because it is likely to bring some very dangerous impacts, especially in terms of all the heavy rainfall that is expected, which is likely to induce flooding. And another concern is storm surge. So immediate coastal regions are likely to be inundated as a result of the winds of the cyclone cyclone pushing the ocean water on shore. So please take all the necessary precautions and stay safe if you're under a watch or warning, and do not take any unnecessary risks. And so as we now look at this water vapor loop, we're seeing here that we see some yellows and a bit of orange within that, and we also see some whites and greens. Now those whites and greens, that's indicating all the moisture, all that shower and thunderstorm activity. Meanwhile, the yellows indicate dry air. And so due to all this dry air, it's going to be, as we saw on the satellite earlier, most of the central and western Caribbean is quite clear right now, and that is why we have such a great view of the eclipse. But as for Nicole, all this dry air infiltrating the cyclone is going to be helping to keep the intensity at a minimum. But regardless, it is likely to strengthen and become a low-end hurricane as we're going to be heading into the next few days. So again, guys, if you're under watch or warning, please do not take it lightly, and it's better to be safe than sorry. And so now let me show you guys what is going on in terms of the eclipse. And actually, while I'm recording, there is the partial phase, but obviously you're going to be seeing this video later this morning. But here is what I have captured. I'm definitely capturing every single phase of the eclipse, and here it is. And so guys, that is what was captured, and unfortunately I didn't get to see the eclipse at its peak due to multiple reasons, one of which is some clouds that were in the area as well as the trees. So I couldn't see the peak of the eclipse, but I'm happy nonetheless that I got to see majority of the phenomenon. And so it has been very amazing, and the next total lunar eclipse won't be until 3 years in March of 2025. So that is the time when there will be the next total lunar eclipse. However, next year on October 14th, there will be a total solar eclipse in the Western Hemisphere that will be visible across parts of North, Central, and South America, as well as the Caribbean. And so that is a very long time from now, almost a year from now. So I'll be sure to tell you all about that whenever the time comes. But for now, I hope that you enjoyed what I showed you guys, what I captured, and that is really it for this update. So if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments, and you can also share your thoughts there. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.